It's dawn. In the heart of Washington, D.C., at the Ronald Reagan Building and International Trade Center, the city's busiest conference and special events venue. The day's work has already begun as the loading dock rumbles to life.
We have 4 loading docks with a total of 23 bays. When you have something coming on each bay, it can get kind of hectic. I'll try to accommodate them as much as I can. If I can't, that's not a good word because it's always I will and I can do this.
From the loading dock to the kitchens, from event planning to property management, from the parking garage to the International Gateway, all the behind-the-scenes services that bring the ITC to life are done by Trade Center Management Associates, the General Services Administration's Trade Center Manager. Here at the 14th Street North Ramp, the morning commuter traffic streams into Washington's largest parking garage. 60 dedicated members of the ITC parking team handle over 15,000 cars a week, 52 weeks a year. The Reagan Building is truly a mixed-use facility. This morning's action begins with the vendors setting up in the luxurious amphitheater, while the high-tech atrium hall gets ready for a jobs fair, all under the watchful eye of TCMA's operations department.
We have a setup today called careerbuilders.com, and we have a vendor coming and setting up all these pipe and drape.
From the Federal Triangle Metro stop, thousands of government and private sector tenants make their way through gleaming hallways past efficient security checkpoints. Meanwhile, upstairs in the International Gateway, the trade arm of the Ronald Reagan Building and International Trade Center, an early morning conference call is underway with the trade legation from Nairobi.
You know, each day we're in contact with foreign governments, universities, businesses that are looking for the platform or the forum to best get their message across. What we do is we work with them to develop the event by helping identify speakers, promoting the event, filling the room with interesting people.
The International Gateway has hosted, provided support, or developed programs for every major trading partner of the United States. In the amphitheater foyer, the morning seminar starts, as most do, with an elegant continental breakfast. Last year, TCMA served some 10,000 pounds of coffee and 200,000 breakfast pastries, most cooked in TCMA's kitchens. In the atrium, federal tenants walk past crew and equipment already setting up for the evening's event. The Ronald Reagan Building is the headquarters for Customs and Border Protection and USAID, as well as housing major elements of EPA and the Department of Commerce. The federal and private tenants know that they are working in a true Class A office building that also houses a 5-star event venue. The task of maintaining this exquisite building inside and out goes on year-round.
Essentially, we have about, on these flowerings, we have a rotation of about 6,000 pansies. And with the help of our contractors, we have it every 2 weeks, maintenance of this property, which is about 5.3 acres. We work together as a team, and I think everything can be accomplished here if we work as a team.
TCMA carries out all outdoor maintenance. Part of today's schedule is the regular cleaning of 13,000 windows. Regardless of the challenge, the building stays open and inviting. TCMA's snow removal efforts are legendary. Every TCMA team member takes ownership of the building's appearance and its spotless reputation.
All the staff is being trained to maintain the level of cleaning of the building high. Well, we have people working in the food court wiping tables and pulling trash, people doing restrooms and doing all type of cleaning. But they also know that any area that they walk in, if they see a piece of paper on the floor, please pick it up.
We're here at the food court at the Ronald Reagan Building, and one of the great things about the Ronald Reagan Building, we probably have the best food court in Washington, D.C.
And that isn't just Todd's opinion. For the second year in a row, Farmers Travel has selected the Reagan Food Court as the best food court in D.C. based upon appeal, variety, and cleanliness. While thousands enjoy the food court, others choose to dine al fresco with a splash of jazz as they take in Washington's premier outdoor performance series.
Live on Woodrow Wilson Plaza is a daily summer concert series. We have on average 1,000 people who come through here every day. That really does impact the kind of energy and the entire feeling of a city. The Ronald Reagan Building and International Trade Center has done a wonderful job of creating an amazing reputation, and it's really done its purpose of activating Woodrow Wilson Plaza.
Back inside, the clock is ticking for guests at a sumptuous luncheon in the Atrium Ballroom. And even though the event's famous speaker is running late, the food stays fresh and flawless because of the serving style used by TCMA called à la minute, literally meaning at the last minute.
We having the luxury to work in a place where they are very oriented for the guest service. And so what we're doing at night or at lunch is we plate the main course à la minute.
In a race against the clock, the setup continues in the atrium. At the same time, the amphitheater foyer is prepared for this evening's reception. And a new recruit to the growing TCMA staff is getting her first look behind the scenes. Once we do a session and outlining the benefits and the inner workings of the organization, we take them on a tour of the building to show them the work area, the employee cafeteria, the locker rooms, and things of that nature. The sight of new employees being added to the TCMA family is always a welcome one, as a reminder of a business that continues to grow. The three partners that created Trade Center Management Associates 12 years ago are still here. Their first 5 employees are too, but the company has grown to over 450 employees. Incredibly, nearly half of the original workforce that opened the building is still with TCMA. The B2 Kitchen is the heartbeat of the Reagan Building's event food services. Here, the clock never stops.
Over there, Rogers is doing a garniture for one of the dishes for tomorrow. Manuel is working on the tasting. We're having 2 tasting tomorrow. And beyond us, or in front of me at least, we're doing a platter for the salad for tonight.
In a busy week, TCMA serves 25,000 meals, from coffee breaks to efficient business lunches to elegant dinners at $200 per plate.
Your creation can be without limit, but what limits you is the number of people then you have to serve, because from the first dish to the last dish, you need to be perfect.
Because of the size of our gala, we do require a larger facility, which the Reagan Building offers, but more importantly because the catering is fantastic, the service is fantastic. That is what really makes a difference here.
Upstairs in the employee cafeteria, the roll call is underway for the service staff. And this is only the beginning of preparations for this evening's events.
We go through a roll call, we go through assignments, and they're given team leaders, and they work with them through the setup and right through the event. We have some of the best servers in the city, and they all have a lot of longevity. People generally don't want to leave once they're here. We have about 22 servers who are here on a regular basis full-time. We have another 150 that we draw on as need be.
While the staff puts the finishing touches on the tables and the piano gets tuned on the Oculus, the client and TCMA sales representative review last-minute details and resolve last-minute problems.
There are challenges in any space. What TCMA does for us is they make the challenges workable.
Right.
And it's about the relationship that we've developed with them.
Right.
And we're really lucky to have that relationship.
The Trade Center has never let me down. I mean, they've always come through for me. Like I say, some of the things they've done, I would consider being magical.
It works really well. I mean, we have a great team. And I think we complement each other. So that process is seamless.
It is a well-oiled machine.
Part of keeping the machine running is having the operational elements on site to deal with issues as they arise. TCMA has on site at the Trade Center its entire company: human resources, operations, sales and events, finance, and leasing. Because TCMA's partners, executives, and specialists are always here, any client problems or government's issues are handled immediately. No one has to wait for answers from a home office in some other city. TCMA was created just to serve the Reagan Building, and it is TCMA's only project. As evening comes and the daily exodus begins, the Reagan Building is still hard at work. One grand space hosts the premiere of HBO's new movie, while down the hall, another magnificent venue is reserved for Verizon's Award of Excellence winners. Finally, the time has arrived for the guests to descend the stairs and begin the evening's celebration.
As the reception ends, our staff is waiting downstairs, positioned at each table, wine in their hands, a smile on their face. They're waiting to pull a chair for a guest, open a napkin, pour wine, and most importantly, welcome them to the event.
With great precision and care, the tables are set, the wine is poured, the guests are greeted.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chief Information Officer, Dr. Shaidan Karadmir.
Good evening. What a building, huh?
Finally, the program concludes, and the action begins again. With dexterity and a smile, the best food in town is served by the best professionals in town in the greatest venue in town.
We come back year after year because it's not just the venue itself, the building. It really is the people behind the building that really make this place a great event space.
So the story goes on. Through the night, the TCMA crew will work to remove all evidence of today's activities, clean, prepare, and renew this place for a fresh set of challenges tomorrow.
There are many, many events that end like 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And the whole team, I mean, everybody just, covers these events with a smile and comes back the next morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, like nothing happened, and just have another day.
And tomorrow morning, we'll start it right back up.